So maybe you're sitting there thinking, I want to create a podcast. That was something that I sort of told myself several months ago. So back in November 2017, I had decided that I'm going to launch a podcast for my business. And in making that decision, I also realized that I was bringing on a lot of work. And so I really didn't want to waste time researching things myself, trial and error, trying to figure things out, getting lost, making mistakes. I really just did not want to go that route. Research. How do I do this? Which is fine. I mean, some people do. That's great. I don't have time for that. I don't have the time and I don't have the patience. And so my thought was, let's find, either a course or a resource or something that can help me do this. And so I started off with a PDF from Digital Marketer, and it was pretty good. It was kind of like a launch blueprint. And so I read it, or I bought it. It was $50. I bought it, read it. It was okay. It wasn't bad, but it really didn't do everything I wanted and needed. Like, I really wanted something that was like 0 to launched podcast. And, I don't have any sort of experience with like equipment, sound editing or hosting or anything like that. And so I really wanted something that would just walk me through the entire process. And so I kept kind of doing some research, and that's when it kind of dawned on me, like, hey, well, who's already doing this? Who's doing this really well? And so I realized, ooh, Pat Flynn. Hey, I'm going to dig in and see if he's got any resources on, hosting your own podcast. And so I went into Google and I was like, how to launch a podcast, Pat Flynn. And so I found his free resource on how to launch a podcast, and it's absolutely awesome. So I definitely recommend reading that. But what was even better, my friends, was the big green button that's lower down. Like if you scroll and you go down and it's like, power up podcasting. Like, what's that? And so I clicked on the big green button, and I then proceeded to pretty much devour the sales page.
So you're thinking of starting a podcast?
I am.
Or maybe starting again, since the last time you tried it didn't go so well.
I haven't done it before.
And I get it. It's hard. Maybe you're afraid of your own voice. Or maybe you're afraid of the tech part, how to set it up, what kind of microphone to use, what kind of software to edit your show.
What?
Maybe you're just not sure what you're going to say when you finally get behind that microphone, or how to book guests, or even what to say to those guests once you get them on the other end.
Oh my God, that sounds awful.
Maybe you're worried about how to launch this thing, or the fact that it might cost a lot, not just in money, but in time to actually set it up. Maybe you're just afraid it's too late.
Look at all of them.
Maybe like
Pat?
me when I first started out.
Yeah.
You're just afraid nobody's going to listen on the other end.
Oh my God, you get it.
But they will.
Really?
They will.
No.
Let me tell you why.
It was just exactly what I was feeling and wanting and hoping and dreaming. And it was just like, I'm just sitting there like, oh yeah, that's me. Yep, that's how she feels. Yep, nailed it, Pat. So I was super excited, and I was like, all right, awesome, I'm going to sign up. So I clicked to sign up, and it was a wait list. Which I was a little disappointed, not gonna lie, because I really just wanted to dive in and get into it and get my podcast shit together, basically, like just get in there and do it. Breaking news, there's no wait list anymore. Yay! And so I signed up for the waiting list, and then I was like, okay, well, I have no idea when this is gonna get launched. So I kept kind of doing research, and I just didn't really find anything else that kind of resonated with me. And also just Pat Flynn just seems like such a nice guy that I just was like, I want him to teach me, right? Like just relationships are really important to me. And he just feels like a really honest, genuine, cool guy. And I was like, I want his course. And so I think it was like a week where I was kind of thinking, crap, I think I'm gonna have to do this myself because I really want to get this started. And so I was kind of doing more research and sort of spinning my wheels and procrastinating because I was a little bit overwhelmed. And that's when I got an email that Power Up Podcasting was opening. Yay! So needless to say, I was basically like, take my money. It was like credit cards flying at the screen. And so I joined up, and I have never looked back. I was so excited to get started, and I really was impressed. To give you guys a little bit of insight into what it's actually like what do you get? It's kind of like two main parts. So the content is hosted on a platform called Teachable, and it's super easy to use, user-friendly, and just simple. So you've got kind of all of your menus and content chapters, modules on the right, and then you've got the video of Pat and some notes, and then some downloadables like a PDF and transcripts. And then you've got a place to comment and ask questions underneath. And this was fantastic. What I loved about it as well is that Pat really breaks it down. Like I'm talking about breaks it down. Baby steps, people. So it's not like, go figure out your hosting. It's like, here are your hosting options. Let's do a screenshot video and explain the two and the pros and the cons. And then, the next video, once you've chosen which hosting, here's how to sign up. He actually shows you how to sign up and how to select the best plan for you, and just really a lot of attention to detail, guys. So that was absolutely fantastic. It made it very easy to work through the material. And so you can just hit the ground running. You get started. I also love that Pat is just, this is obviously the program it's recorded videos, right? So it's pre-recorded videos, but it honestly felt like Pat was just sitting on the other side of the computer at my desk, and he's like, all right, Diana, get your microphone set up, and you're going to put it here and screw it on and attach it to your desk and test it. And it was just so nice to have somebody. It really felt like he was there helping you, which was fantastic. Another part of the course, which I love, is the community, right? Community. And Pat Flynn's it's fantastic as well. What's awesome about it is that you can just kind of dive in and ask questions, get support. Everybody's doing the same thing, right? Everybody is launching a podcast. It's very focused. It's very supportive. Everybody is there to support you as well. And a lot of people answer questions. Like Jason Skinner, for example, is insane. He's so helpful. He's always there. He's omnipresent. And Pat Flynn as well. Pat is in the community as well. So it's not just here's my course and I'm going to drop a message in my group, once a month. He's actually in there. He answers some questions. He's really encouraging. He congratulated me when I launched my podcast. I did launch. Woo! I launched January 15th. And so less than 3 months. So 2.5 months, less than 2.5 months actually, from buying the course, I launched my podcast. And I really honestly can say that I don't think that, I wouldn't have been able to launch that quickly, because there's so much back-end work that you have to sort of make judgment calls on. And it's well, why would I make a judgment call on this when I have no experience? But Pat, he's just do this. This is what you need to do. Here's how you set up, your meta tags or your metadata for iTunes. Here's what's important. This is what's going to help you. Ignore this. Don't waste your time here. Oh my God. It was just liberating in the sense that I didn't have to worry about things that I thought I had to, but also I trust him. He's got so many different podcasts. He knows this. Why reinvent the wheel, basically. So that was just absolutely fantastic. And actually another part of support is that Pat hosts live Q&A. So once a week on Fridays, he hosts live Q&A. So you can post your questions in there, and you can get him directly is answering your questions, which is fantastic. I'm going to be honest with you guys, though. I've never used it. I've been in there once. I visited just to kind of say hi and see what it was about, but I haven't needed it because the course either answered the question up front, or I was able to post in the community. And then I got a question answered, I got an answer within, usually minutes or hours. Okay. So, that's been my experience. I think that one thing that everybody needs to know is that podcasting, it's not going to make it rain dollar bills for you right off the bat. It's a means to an end. So, for myself, it's a way that I can create content that's useful for my audience, that's in a format that they enjoy, but also it's fun for me, right? And so, the way that I've set it up is I actually, I record the interviews on Skype, which records audio and video. I edit everything up in video format, so then I can add that to my YouTube channel. But then I take the audio from the video, and then I can create my podcast from that audio. So, I mean, it's so versatile. So, I mean, you might be starting a podcast, but there's so many different ways that you can use the content that you're creating from it. And what I love as well is that Pat also gives you options. He shares, maybe your podcast is going to be interview-based. Maybe it's going to be solo episodes. Maybe it's a mix. That's what I'm doing. And it was such a relief to have somebody telling me step by step how to do it, where to go, what to do. So, I mean, that's it, guys. Like, I just wanted to share. I'm not going to go into like a spiel and I just wanted to share it because it's not every day that somebody creates a course that's actually useful, that you actually will finish, and that you'll see the result. So why did I get this course? Because I wanted to launch a podcast. What have I done? I've launched a podcast. Also, it's not even that. He helps you beyond that. So it's not that you're just launching the podcast. How do you optimize? Is that a word? No, it's not. Optimize. I like it though. Optimize. So he shows you how to optimize your workflow. So how to kind of get your episodes recorded, edited, and uploaded, and batching, and really maximizing your time, because it does take time. Anything that is beneficial to you and your audience is going to take time, but there are definitely ways that you can sort of consolidate and make it that much more, make it more impactful for you and your business. So there you have it, folks. That is just a little sneak peek into my experience with Power Up Podcasting. I absolutely loved it. I would highly recommend it to anybody. If you want to launch a podcast, this very well might be the right course for you. So yeah, take a look at it. Check it out. If you guys do join, I'll see you in the community. And that's it. Have a fantastic day. And where are my pom-poms? I want to celebrate. Here's one. Yay! It's lackluster with just one. I found it! Yay! I launched my podcast. Yay! Power Up Podcasting with Pat Flynn. Love it. No Dianas were compensated in any way, shape, or form. I'm not an affiliate. I just really like the course.